Peer pressure, the quiet gravity of belonging. Peer pressure is one of the most subtle forces in human life. It rarely announces itself. It doesn't need to. It works through glances, norms, expectations, and the quiet desire to stay connected to the people around us. At its core, peer pressure is simply the tension between individuality and belonging, two needs that sit side by side in every person. The social pull. Humans are wired to tune into the group. We watch what others do, how they speak, what they value, and we adjust ourselves, sometimes consciously, often automatically. This isn't weakness, it's social intelligence. Fitting in has always been a survival strategy. The challenge is that the same instinct that keeps us connected can also pull us away from our own judgment. Peer pressure doesn't always look like someone urging you to do something. Sometimes it's the silence after you say no. Sometimes it's the fear of being the only one who opts out. Sometimes it's the sense that everyone else has already agreed, so you should too. The two faces of influence. Peer pressure is often framed as negative, but influence is neutral. It's the direction that matters. Positive peer pressure nudges people toward growth, joining a club, trying a new skill, taking better care of your health, or stepping into a challenge you wouldn't have attempted alone. It's the kind of influence that expands your life. Negative peer pressure pushes in the opposite direction. It asks you to trade your values for acceptance, to ignore your instincts, or to participate in something that doesn't feel right. It often shows up in small steps. Just this once, everyone's doing it, don't be dramatic. The danger isn't always the action itself, it's the erosion of self-trust. Why it works. Peer pressure succeeds because it speaks to three deep human needs. Belonging. The fear of exclusion can be stronger than the fear of consequences. Identity. Groups help define who we are, especially during adolescence, when identity is still forming. Certainty. When unsure, people look to others for cues on how to behave. These needs aren't flaws, they're part of being human. But they can be exploited when the group's direction doesn't align with your own. Recognizing the moment. Peer pressure becomes easier to navigate when you can spot it early. It often appears as a sudden discomfort you can't quite name, a decision that feels rushed, a choice that contradicts your values, a fear of being judged for opting out, a sense that you're performing rather than choosing. Awareness doesn't eliminate the pressure, but it gives you space to respond rather than react. Choosing your center. Resisting peer pressure isn't about rejecting people, it's about staying anchored. The most effective strategies are quiet and internal. Know your non-negotiables. When your values are clear, decisions become simpler. Practice small refusals. Saying no gets easier with repetition. Seek peers who respect boundaries. The right group doesn't punish individuality. Pause before agreeing. A moment of reflection can prevent a decision you'll regret. Peer pressure loses its power when you trust your own voice as much as you trust the group's. The long view. Peer pressure is not just a teenage phenomenon. Adults experience it in workplaces, friendships, families, and online spaces. The stakes change, but the dynamics remain. The real skill is not avoiding influence. It's learning to discern which influences deserve your alignment. At its best, peer pressure can lift you. At its worst, it can shrink you. The art is knowing the difference.